Morning.
Hello.
Hello. Just FYI to the group, I'm going to start recording this meeting just so in case anyone couldn't attend today, we can send them the recording for later viewing.
Terrific.
Aaron.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Eric.
Sherry, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm back into the swing.
Good.
I was on vacation, as you know, but I'm back at it. Looking forward to launching this Pilot Mentor program.
Good. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hi, Dania.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
And let's see, I believe we have Stefan as well. Stefan, are you there? I think he's on a call.
Thanks, Nicole, for heading this up. Appreciate it.
Left-hand lane again.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, hi, Stefan.
Hi, Stefan.
Great. Well, let's see. I think we should go ahead and get started in the interest of time. Dania or Sherry, do you want to kick us off and we can introduce ourselves and go from there?
Sure, absolutely. I'll kick us off. So first off, let me just say thank you to Nicole and to Stefan for heading this up. And good morning and afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. Welcome to Patriot Bootcamp alumni and I'm going to say Googlers. Is that okay at this point? Googlers, does that work, Nicole?
Perfect.
Awesome. So I'm Sherry Rice, Director of Programs at Patriot Bootcamp. And many of you know Patriot Bootcamp has been, since 2012, has been on a mission to assemble and activate an inclusive community that advances military members, veterans, and military spouses in their mission to become creators, innovators, and entrepreneurs leading the new economy. How's that for a mission statement? Good? Like it? Anyway, we are a small but mighty team. We work remotely, and I will say literally across the world. Jen Pilcher, our CEO, lives in Annapolis, Maryland. I live in Boulder, Colorado. Denya Devine, our community manager, who is also on the call, lives in Walnut Creek, California. And Barb Harputer, our social media manager, lives in Germany. Just to give you a little background, we conduct 3-day programs across the nation where we bring in speakers, mentors, and culminate in a pitch competition. Also worth mentioning is that we have some amazing and fun evening socials, such as Avalanche Game at Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. We attended the rodeo in San Antonio, and just recently did an axe throwing evening social in Lehi, Utah. So just wanted to share some of the fun stuff as well. We're conducting our first alumni program in Cary, North Carolina this October. And once again, want to thank all of you for your willingness to participate in our new Pilot Mentor program. I'm going to go ahead and give you just a little history before we get into more introductions. I want to, and I'm going to use some acronyms here, PBC for Patriot Bootcamp, obviously, and GFS for Google for Startups. So a little bit about our partnership. We conducted a 3-day program in February 2019 in Austin, and I reached out to our supporters, and I'll say specifically mentors, and was given a Google contact, James Durago, and I explained to him, I said, we're looking for space for our mentor sessions to accommodate 100 people, meaning all of our participants as well as mentors. He graciously offered the space within their headquarters. And not only that, James joined us as a speaker, provided us mentors and volunteers. Google's hospitality was off scale, and our mentor sessions were a huge success. James and his team went back to their team and told them all about PBC. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that one. And we were contacted to engage in a virtual mentor program. So I'll just say the rest is history, and here we are today. And Nicole, if you want to I'll let you, maybe you want to add to that, or we can start into introductions. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you for that background. So hi everyone, I am Nicole Froker. I am on the partnerships team with Google for Startups. I've been at Google 8 years and on the Google for Startups team, 7 of those 8 years. And my role is to look after a portfolio of partners, organizations that are working with diverse, underrepresented founders and veteran founders. So as Sherry mentioned, Patriot Bootcamp came across our radar earlier this year, doing great work for veteran and military spouse founders. And we wanted to find a way to work with them and support the amazing community of all of you guys and think through how Google can uniquely add value to the founders in the Patriot Bootcamp network. So as Sherry mentioned, we really found alignment on this mentor platform run by Union that we would help support and provide Google mentors to really help you guys grow and scale your businesses using Google expertise, but any expertise we can really help provide you with. So this pilot program is a initial sort of first step into this partnership and really figuring out, how valuable can remote mentorship work for our wider community. Google has just it's a huge place for passionate people who are really looking to get involved in startups. So I want to give a huge thank you to all the Googlers on this call who are signed up and willing to devote their time and expertise and insights to this program as well. So with that, I'm just going to present my screen and take you guys through a little bit of context quickly around what Google for Startups is, and then more a deep dive into the mentor program and what you guys can expect. And then we'll leave time at the end to answer questions. So with that, can you guys see my screen right now?
Not yet.
Is it coming up for anyone?
No.
No.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Not for me.
Okay, let me try one more time. Excuse me, bear with me. Stefan, while I'm pulling this up, would you like to introduce yourself?
I would love to, but I'm driving in LA and I don't want to say words that might offend anyone. No, my name is Stefan Ward. I'm a big data and analytics consultant for Google Cloud. I served with the U.S. Army, so I'm very interested and have a lot of drive and desire to help the veteran community in any way that I can. And when I was approached with this opportunity, I was more than happy to jump at it and devote whatever time I needed to trying to help the veterans and their spouses be successful in what they're doing.
Cool.
Thank you, Stefan. Yeah, Stefan's been a huge help in pulling this together, and he will really be your main point of contact from the Google side going forward, along with Dania from the Patriot Bootcamp side as the program kicks off. So just want to take you guys through a little bit of background, as I mentioned. So what is Google for Startups? Our mission is to level the playing field for startup founders and communities to succeed, connecting them with the best of Google. So if we break that down, we are really trying to make sure that the work that we do helps all founders across the board get access to the resources, the connections, the expertise that they need to be successful. We do this in a few different ways. We partner with organizations like Patriot Bootcamp by giving them funding, but also trying to get involved at a programmatic level as well. We think that when we say the best of Google, we think that our products, our connections, some of the best practices that we've built on over the years in our company can be uniquely leveraged by founders across the world. So we really want to bring what we have, our unique capabilities, to help founders around the world do what they do. We often get asked the question, why is Google doing this? This picture on the right is our two co-founders, Larry and Sergey. And as many of you might know, Google was started 20 years ago out of a Palo Alto garage that you can see here. And this really came about because we passionately believe that startups are shaping the future. We know how hard it can be to build a company from scratch. And again, we really think we have the resources and connections to be able to make that process easier. So not only is this really in our company's DNA, but we know that over the long term, if startups grow around the world, it's also good for Google's business. Startups bring value to Google in terms of direct revenue, early product adoption, and it can also be really key ambassadors for our brand. So that is how the Google for Startups team got started. And sorry, as Sherry touched on here, we are very thrilled to partner with Patriot Bootcamp and kick off this remote mentor program. This is really the crux of what we're trying to do across the world, is bring Google passion, expertise, insights to help founders grow their companies. So now I'm going to get into a little bit about the program and really talk about what we're going to be doing over the next 12 weeks. So we are so delighted to have 8 founders, 8 of you guys join this program. This is really exciting for us. And we have been able to select 8 Google mentors as well. Many of whom I believe are on this call. And we have looked at, based on each of your applications and sort of what your challenge areas are, what your business goals are, paired you with a Google mentor whose expertise or background or interests aligns with sort of the gaps or challenge areas that you have. So over the course of 12 weeks, you guys will really work toward 2 business goals that you want to accomplish during the program. And the reason why we've said 2 business goals and sort of put that at the outset, and that's kind of the framework around this, is because we want to make sure that the conversations that you have with your mentor are productive, are structured, and really can be tracked over the course of 12 weeks. We run a lot of mentor programs with our partners, but they're in person. And I think that in-person connection makes a lot of those meetings easier. I think the remote nature of this program is something, again, we're testing out. It's a pilot. But in order to ensure it's really set up for success and you guys are set up for success, we think that, aligning around 2 business goals to, again, structure and track that progress over 12 weeks will help set us up for success. And to the Googlers, they will be using their own expertise to help you guys achieve those goals. But also to know that Googlers will not have, your mentor will not have all the answers and may not be able to help you with every question that you have. But one thing we do have is a wide network at Google. So we encourage Googlers to, reach out to other folks if they don't know the answer and connect you guys with someone who maybe can help you if that's not their direct subject matter expertise. So just quickly around what you guys can expect for the startups on the call, again, you're looking to get kind of just honest feedback and advice over the course of 12 weeks on your business, and really leveraging the expertise of these Googlers. For Googlers, you guys are, again, not the know everything person who's going to help this business make $1 million a year, but you're going to help them as they progress along in their business goals and really leverage your expertise where you can. It's also a really great opportunity. We've heard from other Google mentors who participate in our program for them to connect with startups and really learn about what's new and going on in different industries. So we think it's a great win for both parties. So again, guidelines for getting the most out of the program. We want you guys to think about scoping these 2 business goals. So one note on this, you guys will have seen my email and calendar invite next week on Tuesday for a goal setting workshop. I think this will be a really, really valuable session and encourage you guys to attend if you can. Again, to make sure that the goals that you set are both measurable and scoped for the 12 weeks. And we have a great person, Shiel Hendricks, who will be joining us to lead you through sort of best practices around that workshop. And number two, we are really encouraging founders to be the primary driver to schedule meetings with your Google advisor. That should kick off next week, hopefully, for most of you guys. And we hope that you guys can connect 1 hour every 2 weeks. If it happens that you, if it's 30 minutes or, every week, or you guys miss a week, that's fine. But we really want to make sure there's sort of that regular cadence. Again, if you want to connect more often than that, that's fine too. But want to make sure at least it's 1 hour every 2 weeks to, again, track sort of progress through this. Setting an agenda before the meeting, emailing action items. Again, we really think we want to encourage each founder to send Google mentors their agenda a day in advance, follow up each meeting with an email that lists like action items, owner for each action item, deadline to achieve those. Again, just really making sure that you, the founder, are helping keep things on track. That will be really helpful. And again, being timely with submitting deliverables, just want to make sure everyone's really responsible around that. And if you do get connected with other Googlers throughout the program, making sure that you just loop in your mentor so they have visibility into those interactions as well. Lastly, again, we just want to make sure a few other best practices that we've learned from other programs we've run are here. Being assertive, making sure your passion and energy is there with your Google mentor. Again, taking the lead on meetings is a really great way to continue making sure that these interactions happen. Holding themselves accountable, asking questions if things don't seem clear, and really making sure that that you guys are, again, remote communication can be difficult, but we want to encourage you guys to really have that like transparent relationship with each other. If you do make requests for to Googlers, whether that's your mentor or someone else that you might be connected with, we find it's really, really helpful if your asks are very clear and concise. So, make sure that the ask is scoped appropriately, it's clearly explained, easy to measure. These are just some general best practices. Googlers, as you all, are very busy, and it's hard to read through long emails. So just making sure we can craft an ask that's easy to understand and actionable is very helpful. And lastly, just enjoying the process. Our Google mentors are volunteering for this. Again, it's not their full-time role, but this is such a great, passionate group of people who are so interested in the work you guys are doing and want to lend their time. So we just encourage everyone to have a great time with this. So with that, I am going to turn it back over to the Patriot Bootcamp team to talk about the Union platform and make sure that everyone on this call feels comfortable with the platform, and we can go from there.
Thanks, Nicole. Hey guys, this is Dania. I'm the community manager for Patriot Bootcamp. I've worked with Jen for over 8 years and a lot of her other endeavors, and have now come over here with her as she took the CEO position with Patriot Bootcamp. And we're super excited about this. This is a new adventure for PBC. We've always done in-person events, so we've always wanted to add this remote piece of mentoring to the puzzle. And thanks to Google, we are making it happen. So in that relationship, we chose to use Union as our platform to help our mentors and our alumni connect and make all this mentoring happen. So most of you, almost all of you, have onboarded onto Union. So I thank you for that. That's awesome. So you've had a chance to look at the platform. I made a couple bullet points here that I think can really help with the process and also keep this entire program under one roof. So Union can pretty much do everything we want it to do. And we will be collecting obviously metrics and data and feedback, and it can do all of that within the platform. So the first thing I want to encourage you to do is fill out your profile as much as possible. So, I mean, you literally can just put like your name and your email and your company and be done with it, but that won't help you guys all that much, right? So the more information you can add to your profile, the better to help get to know one another. The next bullet point is that all of the Googlers will create their own office hours in their platform. And I think the best way for the alumni, the PDC alumni and the mentor to communicate is within the platform to decide when do you want to set those office hours up. You can do them on a recurring basis. You can do them every other week. You can do them once a week. You can set them up however you want. And there are amazing, I'm pointing my screen like you can see me. There are amazing guides here. If you just click those links, there's a video to creating your office hours. There's verbiage to creating your office hours. And those videos are on the next two slides. So if you get in the platform and you have any questions, please, please, please email me and I will help you get through it. I would also encourage all of you to use the discussion feature, which you'll see on the left-hand toolbar of Union, and that is a place where all of you can go in and talk. So if you just had a meeting with your mentor and you were like, holy crap, that was so enlightening and I want to share it with everybody on here, you can go into that discussion board and you can post whatever you want and then everyone will see your communication. When you are doing your communication directly mentor to alumni, there's a little envelope icon that you can use, or you can hit the message button. And again, all of this is in these guides, in the guides here. So if you, Nicole, will go to that next, and we're not going to watch the videos because one of them's 4 minutes and one of them's 2 minutes, so we don't want to take the time to do that, but they're really nice. They're self-explanatory. So that one's for the mentor management. That one will take you guys through setting up your office hours. And then this one's for our PDC alumni. It will take you through how to use the platform. Does anybody have any questions right off the bat, since some of you have been in there digging around?
Danny, the only thing I'll ask is if anybody else has encountered an issue trying to integrate their Google Calendar into, I'm getting restricted access, or saying that based on how it's managed by IT, I'm unable to do it. Maybe a user error or error happened somewhere between seat and keyboard, but I'm not sure.
No,
yeah, has anybody else tried to integrate their calendar?
Yes, Lawrence, I had the same problem.
Okay, so in fact, Ashley, who is our union representative, had just mentioned recently that the engineers were working on that piece of the puzzle. So let me get back to her and see where that stands, and I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
I had a question.
I have a quick question. I was looking at where to find that portal because I don't see that portal or email for that portal.
Is that Jalen?
Yes.
Jalen, I will send you an invite when we get off this call.
Awesome.
Lacey, I think you had a question.
Yes. So when I go in, where exactly is our mentor? Because in it's showing 2 people. Is that just like a board? Everybody, I don't think it's a discussion board, but where is it like labeled clearly who they are?
Yep. So not all the mentors from Google have onboarded yet. So you're not seeing everyone there yet. And Nicole, that is a great question for Nicole. How do we want to take on, like, are we going to send them an email and let them know who their mentor is? Did you want to go over that today?
Yeah, good question. So I will follow up this call with email introductions for each founder and Google mentor. So that will come. And then, yeah, Dania, I refer to you on how that shows up in Union specifically, but I will make sure everyone's connected over email after this call.
And Dania, can you send me the link as well? Because I can't find how to like re-logged into Union.
You should have received an email
Well,
inviting you to come on board.
Yeah, but I can't find that email, so I sent it up.
Yes, I'll post the link in the chat right here. Just give me 1 second and I'll put it up in there for everybody.
Daniel, that's what I was just going to ask. Are you thinking you'll just put it right in on Union in the discussion area, some of these questions that are being asked?
Yep, I can do that. I can add it to the slideshow and I'll just throw it up in this chat discussion right now so it's there immediately.
Great. So we'll still have time for more Q&A, but just wanted to make sure everyone is good to go with next steps. So again, just a reminder that on Tuesday, we're gonna have a great goal setting workshop and encourage you guys all to join that if you can. And we will encourage you guys next week now, in between that time, to set up time to meet with your mentor via Union. And then another thing that we will be introducing to you guys very shortly is we've created sort of template slide decks for week 3, week 6, week 9, and week 12. And we are using these because we think this is a really helpful way for us, for the PBC team and for the Google team, and mostly for you guys as founders and our Google mentors to just be very aligned on what those 2 business goals are and what the progress has been over the previous 3 weeks. It's a very simple template. We'll ask you guys to just make a copy of it when you have your 2 business goals outlined, to put them in there, and then it's just every 3 weeks just tracking what your progress has been. Again, that's just a really helpful way for us to make sure that this whole program is meaningful and valuable to you guys, and that it's working. So really encourage you guys all to use that. So be on the lookout for that piece. And really over the next couple of weeks, I would not even focus so much on making progress on your 2 business goals. This is really a great opportunity for you guys to just get to know your mentor and for them to get to know you and vice versa, and really set up that foundation of a relationship. Again, this remote piece could be tricky, can be tricky, we will see, and would love for you guys all to just first establish that relationship, establish that trust with each other. And then, into week 3, we can really look at, okay, here are the business goals we think we can work on together and go from there. And so that's the wrap from our side, and wanted to make sure we left time for any questions. Googlers on the call, any questions from you guys?
No questions. Just appreciate being able to be a part of the program, and anxious to help whomever I'm able, and applaud those for taking the initiative to be founders of your organizations and your startups. That's very admirable. So very impressive.
Thanks, Chris. We're excited to have you as part of it. Any other questions? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one for the goal setting workshop. We don't need to have anything prepared, do we? We're just going to go through how to.
Yeah, no need to prepare anything. I've sent Sheil your guys's, when you filled out the application, you sort of put 2 business goals in there that you had in mind. I just sent him that list. He may draw from that for examples and stuff, but no need to prepare anything. I think he'll just kind of walk you guys through some best practices, and it'll be very informal, discussion based.
I've got a question for Lacey.
Yes.
So, Lacey, where did you get that microphone?
Amazon. It's for my podcast, so it's my podcast mic.
I like it. That's awesome.
Nice.
Very official.
I'm legit.
What's your podcast called, Lacey?
The Military Money Show.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Great. Oh yeah. Well, if there are no other questions, or if you guys have questions that come up after this call, feel free to reach out to me, Sherry, Dania, or Stefan. Will be your points of contact. I know that's a lot of points of contact, but we among us will find the right person for you. And again, we are so excited to work with you all, and can't wait for the next 12 weeks. It'll be really exciting. And just again, thank you.
Yes, thanks
Thank you.
to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy
Thank
Friday,
you.
Guys,
Bye.
Happy
have
Friday,
a good
guys.
weekend.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.